Imagine praying for, like, help with a personal dispute, and the response you get involves earthquakes, smoke pouring from the sky, and the very oceans peeling back.
Yeah, that's an intense response.
Right. Well, welcome to today's deep dive. We're looking at an ancient text that treats a personal rescue mission like a literal apocalyptic event.
Exactly. We are exploring the English Standard Version of Psalm 18, and this is a song attributed to David after he was delivered from his enemies, and specifically from King Saul.
Yeah, and just to be clear with you up front, our goal today isn't theological debate.
No, not at all. We are strictly applying an impartial literary lens. We just want to examine the vivid imagery and the underlying logic operating within this specific historic text.
Exactly, because the imagery is, I mean, it's undeniably visceral.
Oh, absolutely. David starts out completely entangled in what the text calls the cords of death, or the cords of Sheol.
Which, for anyone unfamiliar, essentially means the ancient concept of the underworld or the grave, right?
Yeah, he is at death's door. He
Right.
mentions torrents of destruction, but then the rescue feels just wildly disproportionate.
It really does. I mean, you have a political refugee fleeing a rival, and God responds by flying in on a cherub with hailstones and lightning.
Smoke pouring from his nostrils, devouring fire from his mouth. He's flying on the wings of the wind.
Okay, let's unpack this for a second. Why use such violent cosmic imagery like shooting lightning arrows and exposing the channels of the sea just to describe a personal rescue?
Right.
It almost feels hyperbolic to the point of being absurd, you know? What is the text trying to achieve by scaling it up this much?
Well, the sheer scale isn't just about dramatic effect. It actually establishes the stakes of the universe this text is building.
Okay.
By having the foundations of the mountains tremble just to save one individual, the text argues that human morality and cosmic stability are deeply linked.
Oh, I see. Meaning this isn't framed as random divine favoritism.
No, definitely not. The earth-shattering rescue happens because of a highly specific mechanism operating in the background. David explicitly claims this intervention happened because of his own righteousness.
And the cleanness of his hands, right?
Exactly. It is almost like a cosmic tuning fork.
Wow. Okay, so the vibration you put out dictates the exact frequency of the universe's response.
That is an incredibly precise way to look at it, yeah. The text outlines a strict principle of divine reflection.
Right, a kind of reciprocity.
Yeah. It states clearly that with the merciful, God shows himself merciful. With the purified, he shows himself pure.
But the flip side is just as absolute, right? Because it says with the crooked, God makes himself seem tortuous.
Yes, tortuous.
Which, I mean, that is a loaded word. It suggests the universe actively contorts itself to frustrate corrupt actions.
It does. The underlying logic here is that divine justice functions as a perfect mirror. God saves a humble people, but brings down the haughty.
So the smoke and lightning aren't chaotic.
No, they are presented as the direct, inevitable reaction to David keeping the statutes of his God. The text lays out a worldview governed by total reciprocity.
Well, that reciprocity explains why the narrative doesn't end with David merely being plucked from danger and hidden away safely somewhere.
Right, because if the universe perfectly mirrors your righteousness, it apparently also empowers you.
It's a huge dramatic pivot. I mean, he goes from desperately needing a rescue to getting what sounds like a superhero power-up.
Yeah, the text describes God physically equipping David, giving him feet like a deer for stability,
And arms strong enough to bend a bow of bronze.
which fundamentally shifts his role, right?
Yeah.
He goes from a helpless victim to an active conqueror.
Because he aligns with this divine tuning fork.
Exactly. Because of this strength, David doesn't just escape, he actually destroys his enemies.
Beating them fine as dust before the wind, as the text says.
Yes, the deliverance is so thorough that foreigners come trembling to him from their fortresses.
And he is ultimately made the head of the nations.
Precisely. So the trajectory goes entirely from being suffocated by the underworld to standing victorious on a global stage.
Right. The physical empowerment is really just the outward manifestation of that internal righteousness being rewarded.
Exactly. It is a sweeping narrative arc. It uses this extreme reality-bending poetry to illustrate a very rigid view of justice, where the cosmic responds directly to the personal.
It's a fascinating framework. You start entangled in the cords of Sheol and end up a triumphant leader singing praises among the nations.
It really is an incredible journey.
And it leaves you with a profound question to consider as we wrap up today's deep dive.
Yeah, what's the ultimate takeaway here?
Well, if you temporarily adopt the worldview of this ancient text where divine intervention acts as a flawless mirror, returning mercy for mercy and tortuousness for crookedness, how might that alter the way you evaluate the cosmic weight of your own daily actions?
Oh, that's a great thought.
Right. Do the smallest everyday choices we make echo back to us with the force of a storm? Something to think about.